Engineers get paid a lot. According to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, engineers across all engineering fields have a median annual wage of $100,640. One-third of the Fortune 500 CEOs have a background in engineering. With high salaries and frugal living, engineers have the option to retire early, if they want to. Peter Adney, aka Mr. Money Mustache, well known in the financial independence retire early community, and Christy Shen and Bryce Liam, writers of Quit Like a Millionaire, a couple from Canada who retired at age 31, were all software engineers. All amazing stats. But how are those engineers so good at making money, regardless of which field they're in? Are these skills hard to acquire? Do you need a minimum of a 4-year degree to be able to think like an engineer? Not necessarily. You just need to know where to focus your effort to acquire the core engineering problem-solving skills. So let's take a look at these skills that will allow you to solve problems like an engineer and boost your finances right up. The first one is more of a mindset than a skill. Know that you have the skills to learn literally anything that you want to learn. As soon as we start our first year of university, all engineers are forced to learn subjects from multiple fields. Now, you could say that that's crazy, right? What if I'm not good at a subject in a particular field? Am I gonna fail my degree? But no, being forced to learn multidisciplinary subjects, even if we struggle at the start, over time gives us the confidence that if we apply the right effort, we can literally learn anything we want in the whole wide world from scratch. This knowledge and confidence is literally what allowed me to learn investing all by myself. After reading Mindset, The New Psychology of Success by Dr. Carol Dweck, now I know that what the engineering degree was doing to us by default was to force us to have what's called a growth mindset. The degree was turning us into open and adaptable learners. You don't need to go through a 4 years minimum degree to embrace this mindset. Just know that you have the capacity to learn anything that you want. It will just take time and effort. You might have a certain talent for some things and not others, so you'll have to adjust your time and effort accordingly. The human mind is very malleable until death do us part. Everything is learnable and everything is figure-outable, as Marie Forleo would say. Acquire problem-solving, critical thinking, and decision-making skills. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Simple principle for solving big problems. Break them into smaller chunks. This is applicable to literally any problems in life. Whenever faced with a challenge, focus on understanding the situation. You can use pen and paper if you like. Identify the root cause of the problem, situation, or challenge. You can use the 5 whys technique to help. The 5 whys forces you to ask why repeatedly whenever you're faced with a problem in order to get past the obvious symptoms and finally discover the root cause of the issue. When you finally really understand the problem, develop an effective action plan on how to solve it. This plan may have several steps depending on the size of the problem. Execute on the plan until the problem is solved. Modifications to the plan can be made along the way as new information comes to light. To help you problem solve, be decisive. Better to make a decision than not. You can always readjust later. If you don't make a decision, nothing moves forward. Improve your time and project management skills. An engineering degree has so many lectures, tutorials, and labs to attend, and assignments due that we're forced to figure out how to manage our time properly. Some of us also had to juggle a part-time job since we were poor university students. So here are 2 simple productive methods that I used back in the day and that I'm still using today. Number 1, literally block slots in your calendar for everything, for work, for exercising, for catching up with friends. Put placeholders in. They will act as reminders, allow you to plan ahead. And if any new event comes up, it will either be a distraction that you can ignore, or you will have to bump something that's already in your calendar out. Scheduling your time reduces stress. Speaking of not a priority and bumping out something, to focus on something else. Number 2, use a simple Kanban board to track all tasks that you have in progress. It can be tasks related to work, life, school, creative projects, gardening projects, house chores, anything. A Kanban board will make your tasks visible. It will allow you to focus on one thing at a time. Prioritize and do the first thing first. It will allow you to have clarity and peace of mind. As soon as something pops up in your head, pop it into the to-do column of your Kanban board so you can stop thinking about it. That habit reduces your cognitive load and stress, as you will always know what you're supposed to be focusing on right now, and therefore can ignore the rest. There are a lot of applications out there that you can use for this. I use Notion for my Kanban workflow, as I can access it on my computer or phone, basically wherever there's an internet connection. Have simple math skills. I've spent so much time on differential equations in my 5 years engineering degree. How much of it do I use now? Zero. Zilch. Nada. What maths do I use the most to make a high 6-figure salary? Elementary and middle school maths. Additions, subtractions, fractions, decimals, percentages, and loads of Excel. And some graph reading abilities if I need to digest some research papers. Having a solid foundational maths background gets you a long way in running your life and most businesses these days. And that can be learned in high school or on YouTube or some online classes. If you have enough maths to reason through back of the envelope calculations when required, you're set. Example, I want to buy a house that costs X. I need to save 20% of that as a deposit to be able to get a loan. I can save Y amount out of my paycheck each month. So I'll need to save for Z number of months to reach my 20% deposit. Other skills you might like to take a look at that could help you navigate life like an engineer are system thinking, abstraction, and simple programming skills. Taking an introductory online programming course that might take you 1 month of your time will teach you more of what we've talked about today. If you take one thing away from this video, I hope that it is that we should always have a growth mindset. Staying curious, using our imagination, and learning every day is what can make us enjoy and navigate this life easily. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, my friend, take care.